Good evening, race fans. Welcome to USA International Speedway. I'm Aaron Johnson with the Johnson iRacing team, bringing you tonight's feature event from Lakeland, Florida. It's the iRacing Advanced Legends Cup, Season 3, Week 3, 2021. This race featuring some top drivers running 40 quick laps. Let's have a look at today's starting lineup. Starting in the 13th spot in car number 12, racing out of Illinois in the I-290 car, that's Gerald Marshall. Starting in the 12th spot in car number 10, that's Jake Johnson, the Green Bay Packers Legends car. Jake out of Conifer, Colorado. He's going to show up in your telemetry on the bottom right hand of the screen as car number 10, but on the screen he'll be driving car number 99. Starting 11th in car number 1, that's Philip Carger racing out of Indiana. In the 10th starting spot, car number 5, the Sasquatch Legends car out of Texas, that is Justin Smith. Starting 9th in the Oreo Legends, it's car number 4, Kerry Rivers, Kerry racing out of the Carolinas. Starting at 8th in car number 2, it's Stephen Buonomo racing out of Florida. In the 7th spot, it's the Snap-on Legends car of Sean Corbridge, Sean racing out of Georgia. Starting 6th in car number 3, that is Brandon Cook, Brandon racing out of Canada. Now, let's have a look at your top 5 starters at USA International. Starting in the 5th spot in car number 8, that's the caution tape car of Tom Holland, Tom racing out of the Mid-South region. Starting 4th, also racing out of the Mid-South, that is Patrick Pack in the Pac-Man Legends car, car number 11. Starting 3rd in car number 13, running with us from Colorado, it's Stephen Maxwell. Starting 2nd in car number 6, that is Jesse Opliger out of Indiana. And on the pole in car number 7, that's Tristan Woody out of the Carolinas regions. Tristan's going to show up on your screen as car number 55, that black and green machine. But in your telemetry on the bottom right part of the screen, he'll show up as car number 7. This field very talented, as between these 13 drivers, they've accounted for 131 iRacing asphalt oval wins. It's going to be Woody leading them to the start-finish line. Pace car lights are off. They're entering turn number 1 now. The pace car will lead the field around for what we will anticipate is a clean green start from USA. The iRacing Advanced Legends Cup, one of the more competitive divisions in the iRacing world. The Legends cars here at USA International, quick laps turning right around 24, maybe down to about 23.6 seconds. So we'd anticipate 40 laps taking about 13 to 14 minutes. It's going to be a quick race in the iRacing Advanced Legends Cup. Pace car should be in this time around. Pace car is in. Looks like the green flag is out. Tristan Woody leads the field to the start-finish line. The 55 running out front very quickly. He's followed by the white and green car. That looks like it might be Stephen Maxwell. Nope, it's actually going to be Jesse Opliger making his way by. So it's going to be Tristan Woody 1. Opliger is going to be in the 2nd spot. Stu Pedasso is 3rd. I kind of think that's a play on words, as his name is really Stephen Maxwell. So he's changed his name to show up as Stu Pedasso. A relatively juvenile, but at least a little bit funny sort of nickname. We're going to go ahead and call him Stephen Maxwell. Out front, it's the 55 of Tristan Woody, followed by Opliger, then Maxwell. Just behind them, it will be Kerry Rivers and Tom Holland rounding out the top 5. Brandon Cook in 6th, Bonomo 7th. Jake Johnson's moved up to 8th. He started 12th, so Johnson moving forward. But out front, it is Woody. Tristan Woody leads as they come past the start-finish line. We are on lap number 3 of 40, headed into turn number 1. Tristan Woody with about a 4-car length advantage over the 6 of Jesse Opliger. Woody leads the field down the back straightaway. That green and black 55, a quick race car, but we can see Opliger trying to close. He maybe closes that lead down to about 3 car lengths. And just behind them, it is Stephen Maxwell in the 3rd spot. Maxwell running that white and green Legends car. Out front, Woody starting to pull away. Tristan Woody pulling away from the rest of the field. Let's have a look at how they run on the speedway. Behind Woody, that's the 6 of Jesse Opliger. Opliger currently shown in the 2nd spot, just behind Opliger. That's the 13 of Stephen Maxwell. Maxwell being shown in 3rd. Behind Maxwell, that's car number 4 of Corey Rivers. Rivers started 9th. He's moved up to the 4th slot, so a nice start for Corey Rivers. Just behind Rivers, that's the caution tape car, number 8. of Tom Holland. Holland making a move past Rivers, so Holland's going to move into the 4th spot. That's going to drop Corey Rivers back to 5th. Behind that group, it's the 3 of Brandon Cook. Cook currently being shown in 6th, and Jake Johnson in the 99 has worked his way into the 7th slot. Johnson with a quick race car trying to find his way around the 3, and looks like he's maybe going to try to turn under the 3 here coming out of 2. We'll watch this race for just a moment, see if Johnson can make a move on the 3. He looks down to the inside as they go into turn number 3. Jake Johnson going to make the pass and move up into the 6th spot. Behind Johnson and the 3 car, the next car in line is Stephen Bonomo. You can just barely make out the number on that car. That is car number 2. Not a lot of contrast there, the red and black, the dark red and black, really not contrasting very well. Behind Bonomo, that's the 9 of Sean Corbridge. Corbridge currently shown in the 8th spot. And then behind Corbridge, that's car number 5. Justin Smith. Smith currently being shown in 12th, 1 lap down, missing the left front fender there, so Smith must have been involved in some sort of incident. Behind Smith, that's the 6 of Opliger, so Opliger must have spun as well. He's dropped back to 9th. Then behind Opliger, we see the I-290 car of Gerald Marshall. Marshall currently in 10th. Behind Marshall, that is Patrick Pack in car number 11. Pack, the last car on the lead lap, currently being shown in the 11th spot. We'll come back around. It looks like it's probably going to be Tristan Woody that we see next. It is. Woody leading. He currently runs first. Maxwell shown in the 2nd spot. Jake Johnson has worked his way all the way up to 3rd. So Jake Johnson with a very quick race car here. We're on lap 9 of 40. Johnson's jumped up from 12th into the 3rd spot. I heard a little noise there. Sounds like maybe somebody has crashed. But there's no one within a country mile right now of Tristan Woody. Woody leads the field. He's about 5 seconds ahead of Stephen Maxwell. Jake Johnson currently 3rd. Behind them, it's Holland and Cook. That's the top 5, about 10 seconds back to the 6th place car of Stephen Bonomo. So out front, it is Tristan Woody, and you can see there is no one even within visual range behind Tristan Woody. It's a big drop back to Maxwell and Johnson. Looks like Jake Johnson has just made his way past Stephen Maxwell. He has. Jake Johnson, a man on a mission, started 12th. He's worked his way up to 2nd in 11 laps. Johnson picking him up and putting him down. He's got about 5 seconds to try to gain on Tristan Woody. Johnson's cut the lead now to about 4.8 as he goes into the turn there, into 3. Comes out of 4 onto the front straightaway, trying to close in on the 55 of Tristan Woody. But right now, no one is in sight. We're going to go back up front with Tristan Woody, as Woody is about a straightaway ahead of Jake Johnson. We're on lap 12 of 40. Woody with the lead, Johnson 2nd, Holland 3rd. Maxwell's been shuffled back to 4th. Behind Maxwell, it's Cook, Bonomo, Opliger, Marshall. Those cars still on the lead lap, the 12 of Gerald Marshall. The last car on the lead lap behind him, Kerry Rivers, now in the pits. And so is Sean Corbridge and Patrick Pack. Philip Carger 4 laps down, and Justin Smith 1 lap down. So about 8 cars remaining on the lead lap. And we watch Tristan Woody as he pulls away. Woody 5 seconds ahead of Jake Johnson. Johnson really not closing in much on this 55 car. So Tristan Woody with a big lead. Johnson 2nd, Holland 3rd. Let's go back through the field one more time. We're on lap 14 of 40. It's Tristan Woody out front. Next car on the speedway is the 99 of Jake Johnson. He is in 2nd spot. Behind Johnson on the speedway, that's the 8 of Tom Holland. Holland currently in 3rd. Behind Holland in car number 13, that's Stephen Maxwell. Maxwell being shown in 4th. Then behind Maxwell, a little bit of internet flicker here. That is the 9 car of Sean Corbridge. Corbridge 3 laps down in 11th. Next car on the speedway behind Corbridge is going to be the 3 of Brandon Cook. Cook currently shown in the 5th spot on the lead lap. Then behind Cook, that's car number 1 of Philip Carger. Carger 4 laps down in 11th. Behind Carger on the speedway, that's Stephen Bonomo. Bonomo currently in the 6th spot. Then behind Bonomo, that's car number 6, Jesse Opliger. Opliger in 7th, still on the lead lap. Then behind Opliger, that's the 5 of Justin Smith. Smith 1 lap down. Behind Smith, next car on the speedway is the 12 of Gerald Marshall. He's going to show up on the screen as car 86, but on your telemetry, he's car number 12. Marshall currently being shown in the 8th spot. Last car on the lead lap. Next car behind Marshall then is the 55 of Tristan Woody. Woody leads. Johnson being shown now 4.2 seconds back. So Jake Johnson picked up about a second in the 3 or 4 laps that we were able to kind of walk through the field and take a look at who's on the starting grid. Tristan Woody with a nice big lead. We're nearing the halfway point. Jake Johnson now 3.6 seconds back. Johnson should begin to work his way into the picture if he can continue to close on the 55 of Woody. Woody now through the center of 3 and 4. He's going to come out of 4 onto the front straightaway, closing in on Gerald Marshall. Marshall, the last car on the lead lap. Woody looking to put the 8th place runner a lap down. Woody rolls the car into 1 and 2, takes kind of a high line there. That's going to cost him some time. It'll allow Jake Johnson to close a bit more. Woody closing on the 86 of Marshall. Looks like he's going to work to the inside. Marshall going to give him plenty of room, gets that car up high. It's going to be Tristan Woody trying to get past the 86 of Marshall. And we just see as Marshall comes out of the corner there, Jake Johnson in that Green Bay Packers car beginning to come into the field of view. Johnson now 2.8 seconds back as we are nearing the halfway point. Oh, almost an accident there. That was Bonomo that spun. Bonomo now a lap down. He nearly clipped the leader as he tried to get back under power. Woody comes out of turn 4 onto the front straightaway. We can see Johnson now coming into the picture. He's about 2/3 of a straightaway behind, 2.6 seconds back. Johnson's cut the lead in half in the last 10 laps. It's Woody 1, Johnson 2, Holland 3, Maxwell 4, Brandon Cook 5, Jesse Opliger 6. Those 6 cars still on the lead lap. Woody closing in on the lapped car. That's the 5 of Justin Smith. Woody beginning to get into a little bit of traffic here as he's got the 5 of Smith, a couple other cars just ahead of him. So Tristan Woody going to have to find his way through traffic. Jake Johnson looks like he's fallen back. Something's happened to Jake Johnson. Let's see if we can't pick up what's going on. That may have been a telemetry issue because now we're showing Johnson about 2 seconds back. Do we see Johnson moving in? There he is. Jake Johnson now about half a straightaway behind as Tristan Woody goes by the 5 of Justin Smith. Woody looks to the high side. Smith keeps that car down low. Justin Woody's going to go around on the outside. Woody down the back straightaway into turn number 3. It is Tristan Woody with the lead. Johnson second. Holland third. Jake Johnson only a second and a half back here late in the race. Jake Johnson with a very good race car. You can see Johnson now clearly closing in on the 7 of Tristan Woody. Woody drives down into turn number 1. He is going to close in on some lap traffic here. Jake Johnson closing very, very quickly now, gaining about 1/10 to 2/10 of a second a lap. At this rate, Jake Johnson ought to catch Tristan Woody with about 10 to go. Woody closing in on the 6 of Jesse Opliger. Opliger, the last car on the lead lap. Woody looking to the inside. Will Opliger give him room or will Woody have to nuzzle under him? Woody gets plenty of room from Opliger, goes by on the low side, now closes in on the 3. That's Brandon Cook. Cook now the last car on the lead lap in 5th place. Tristan Woody looking to put the 5th place runner a lap down just in front of Woody. That looks like the 9 of Sean Corbridge. Corbridge currently 3 laps down. As Brandon Cook lets that car slide up high. Jake Johnson now only about 8 car lengths back. Johnson really closing in quickly. Maybe Johnson can take advantage of lap traffic here. Johnson now a car length back as they come out of turn number 2 onto the back straightaway. Jake Johnson trying to find his way to the inside. It looks like the 3 of Brandon Cook's going to serve as a pick. That'll preserve the lead for Tristan Woody at least for a little while. Jake Johnson a car length back, now a car length and a half back as Woody comes out of turn number 4. Johnson up high, lets the car drift. Johnson now about 4 car lengths back. Tristan Woody leads, 14 to go. Woody closing in on the lapped car of Sean Corbridge. Johnson closing in on Tristan Woody. It looks like Tristan Woody trying to push that car a little bit harder now that he sees Jake Johnson in the rearview mirror. Johnson 2.5 car lengths, now 2 car lengths back as they close in on the 9 of Corbridge. Tristan Woody goes to the high side. Corbridge stays down low. Johnson stays low. Just barely gets past the 9 and looks to the inside of the 55 of Tristan Woody. Johnson with position as they go into turn number 1. Jake Johnson stays right on the quarter panel. Johnson looks low. Woody looks high. Johnson's going to pull Woody coming out of turn number 2. They're side by side going down the back straightaway. Jake Johnson on the inside. Tristan Woody on the outside. 99 versus 55. Double numbers everywhere. Jake Johnson's going to take the lead going into turn number 3. There will be 12 to go this time by. Johnson closing in on the 13 of Maxwell. Goes past Maxwell. Woody closing in now as Johnson had to lift. Tristan Woody trying to find a way to get back past Jake Johnson. Woody about a car length and a half behind. Johnson leads him out of turn number 2, now down the back straightaway. You can see Tristan Woody closing a car length and a half, maybe 2 car lengths back as they go into turn number 3. Woody drives in deep, closes just a bit more on Johnson. Johnson better through the center of the corner and off It looks like Jake Johnson going to extend the lead to about 2.5 car lengths coming out of 4. 11 to go. Johnson drives down into turn number 1. Tristan Woody follows him. Johnson about 2 car lengths ahead. Jake Johnson much better coming off of 2 than Tristan Woody. He extends the lead now, Johnson does, to about 5 car lengths. Jake Johnson out front of Tristan Woody. Johnson about 4.5 to 5 car lengths ahead. Looks like Woody might be a little better in 3 and 4. Jake Johnson, though, much better in 1 and 2. Johnson drives down into turn number 1. He extends the lead even more as he comes out of turn number 2. Tristan Woody really struggling to get out of turn 2. That seems to be the difference right now on the speedway. Jake Johnson with the lead, 10 to go. Jake Johnson pulling away. He's extended the lead to about 0.4 of a second over the 55 of Tristan Woody. Johnson comes past the start-finish line, leads the field into turn number 1. Right now there are 3 cars left on the lead lap. Johnson, Woody, and Tom Holland. Everyone else at least 1 lap down. It looks as though Stephen Maxwell has withdrawn, as has Jesse Opliger and Philip Carter. Those 3 cars appear to have withdrawn from the race. That would leave 10 cars in the race. The 11 of Patrick Pack currently in the pits. On the speedway, Johnson leads. Tristan Woody has not given up. He's trying to hang in there. Johnson now about 0.7 of a second ahead. It's Johnson, Woody, Holland, then Maxwell. Looks like Maxwell is back in the race. There must be some internet connectivity issues here, as Maxwell's shown in 4th, 1 lap down, along with Brandon Cook and Gerald Marshall. 2 laps down, it's Justin Smith and Stephen Bonomo. 4 laps down, Sean Corbridge in 10th. 5 laps down, Kerry Rivers in 11th. Jesse Opliger currently sits in the ninth spot, but he has exited the race, so we expect Opliger should finish somewhere around 10th. It's Johnson, Woody, Holland, Maxwell, Cook, Marshall, Smith, Bonomo, Corbridge, and Rivers. Those will be your top 10 in just a little bit, as Kerry Rivers will make his way by Jesse Opliger before the race is over. 6 to go. Johnson's extended the lead to nearly a second over Tristan Woody. Jake Johnson, a really good race car at the end of the race, just doesn't seem to have fallen off as much as some of these other drivers. Jake Johnson doing a nice job at USA International Speedway, getting that Packer car 2 wheels right down on the apron. As you can see, Johnson now almost half a straightaway ahead of the 55 of Woody. Johnson closing in on Bonomo. Bonomo 2 laps down in 8th. We can see Jake Johnson's closing in on Stephen Bonomo in the 8 car. Sorry, not in the 8 car. Bonomo is in the 2 car. So Bonomo in car number 2, currently in position number 8. Jake Johnson closing in. He's going to have to try to find a way to deal with this car. He's got 4 to go. I don't know if that's enough time if he rides behind Bonomo, if that would allow Tristan Woody to catch him. Johnson about 1.1 seconds ahead as we watch the race down the back straightaway. Jake Johnson, the 99 car, Green Bay Packer machine. Big fan of Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Johnson, been a Packer fan his entire life, says that he loves the gold and green of the Packers, and he's hoping they're going to make their way back to the Super Bowl. I got to tell him, though, after that loss to New Orleans to open the season, I'm not so certain that the Packers are maybe going to be a big threat. We'll have to see how that works out. Maybe Aaron Rodgers can right the ship. 3 laps to go, now 2.5 to go. Jake Johnson closing in Bonomo. Johnson in the middle of 3 and 4 now, comes out of turn number 4. Looks like Jake Johnson going to be content just to ride along behind Stephen Bonomo in car number 2. Johnson swings to the outside. As soon as I say that, Bonomo pushes up the racetrack. Jake Johnson makes a slick move to get past Bonomo with plenty of room to spare. Jake Johnson down the back straightaway into turn number 3. A lap and a quarter to go. It's going to be the white flag this time by for Jake Johnson in car 99. Johnson 1, Woody 2, Tom Holland 3. Those 3 the only cars on the lead lap as Jake Johnson takes the white flag. Johnson rolls through the center of 1 and 2, down the back straightaway, barring an unfortunate accident. This race will belong to Jake Johnson. Can he hold on and make no mistakes? Coming into turn number 3 now through the center of 3 and 4. Jake Johnson running a very smooth race, nearly flawless. 2 wheels right on that yellow line. He comes out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Jake Johnson will take the checkered flag for the win at USA International Speedway. Tristan Woody will come home second with Tom Holland third. Behind them, it's Stephen Maxwell fourth, Brandon Cook fifth, Gerald Marshall sixth, Justin Smith seventh, Stephen Bonomo eighth, Sean Corbridge ninth, and Kerry Rivers rounding out the top 10. That's going to do it from USA International Speedway in this iRacing Advanced Legends Cup event. For the Johnson iRacing team on the Johnson iRacing Network, this is Aaron Johnson saying, go fast, turn left, have fun.